Welcome to America's Most Wanted. Today we'll take you to a place that was witnessed by at least 3 people. A place so magnificent that you will find this episode truly hard to believe. We will recreate this to the best of our ability so you can see why this incident will rate among the highest of America's Most Wanted.
Wendy, a somewhat curious type of person, was snooping around on the 28th of January. Just as she was wondering what to do with her long day, she stumbled upon a uniquely mysterious building, nestled snugly in a beautiful little valley, surrounded by trees and majestic snow-covered mountains.
I tried desperately to get into that building, but they had such a tight security system that I couldn't get in. That's when I knew I was onto something really big. I was getting so frustrated when suddenly I remembered the remote surveillance camera I had in the company van. I discreetly attached it to the mail cart I saw by the door, and then I got back in the van and watched the whole thing unfold on my own personal monitor.
From the beginning, she realized that she was witnessing something that she had never seen before. She witnessed at least 300 people inside working steadily at high-paced speeds as they moved like clockwork to perform their individual functions. She described the inside of the building as being approximately 150,000 square feet and filled with an array of state-of-the-art printing and imaging technology. She was fascinated with the manufacturing processes, as well as the graphic arts, data processing, mailing, and shipping systems. She could no longer contain her excitement, and she departed to her home so that she could bring her brother, Professor Dan, back with her to share this marvelous experience.
You know, at first I thought Wendy was exaggerating, as she tends to do, so I really wasn't planning on seeing the amazing sights that I saw that day. I have to admit, I was elated to recognize several of the people inside as being former Utah State University students of mine that I had personally instructed to become data processing professionals. I was fascinated with the technologies that I saw being implemented, as I recognized that only through extensive research, training, and experience could this even be happening. It was truly incredible, almost out of this world.
Professor Dan gasped when he laid his eyes upon one of the finest printing presses that he had ever seen in his entire career. He was absolutely glued to what appeared to be the world's fastest computer printers integrated with sophisticated web transports. He literally trembled when he saw the latest data processing technology. He knew without a doubt there was enough horsepower here to manipulate millions of records through complex data processing steps. Professor Dan was certain that he and his sister Wendy had stumbled onto a top-secret, high-level government project that was in the final testing stages. He had never seen anything this incredible. Heart-thumping, hand-shaking, Wendy and Dan boarded the first plane out to report their findings to Cousin Ron, a top official in the CIA.
I was more than ready for an adventure when Wendy and Dan came and got me to help them investigate this exciting new finding of theirs.
I live in Chicago, where it is dry, cold, and windy, and boring, and I had winter cabin fever. Man, I didn't realize what an adventure it would be. I knew I had to find a way inside so I could see for myself what was going on in there, so I decided to go undercover myself as an employee. With the help of my CIA colleagues, I had a job there the next day. It was awesome. I'd only been working there for about an hour when I suddenly realized that I'd recently seen this very place on a broadcast of America's Most Wanted. And I was shocked to discover that this was the Moore BCS facility that the entire world was searching for.
Mission completed. Cousin Ron was not yet ready to return to boring Chicago, and was found enjoying the scenic recreation that he discovered along with the wonderful business facility that he found in Logan, Utah. He hunted, fished, and hiked throughout northern Utah, as well as golfed, and swore he would be back to enjoy the greatest snow on earth, as well as the other great winter activities. He took in theatrical productions, movies, amusement parks, the Utah Jazz, and fine restaurants. He visited beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and went whitewater rafting down the Snake River, and climbed numerous mountain trails, as well as enjoying the famous areas which lie so close to Cache Valley and the Moore BCS facility. He enjoyed famous Cache Valley cheese, bluebird chocolates, and other great local treats that northern Utah is famous for. He couldn't believe that some of the country's most famous national parks were only a few hours away from the facility. The 3 people that discovered the Logan, Utah Moore BCS facility that day had their lives changed forever. It is truly the most wanted facility in America, to all of those who have come to know and love it.
If you are in search of a place like this or require any additional information, call area code 801-752-9175 immediately. Someone will be standing by to take your call. Thank you for watching America's Most Wanted.